Okay, again, good morning and welcome ulit sa klase natin. So, as of now, ang pag-uusapan naman po natin is yung sa accounting naman po or accounting effects ng transactions na ginagawa natin pagdating doon sa sales. Okay, so last time, purchasing po yung ating topic. Ngayon naman po is sales. So, ano yung mga accounts na associated sa bawat document that we have in our sales process, and paano natin i-handle yung mga receivables kung tawagin. Okay, so first off, I log in into an account na walang nagmamayari. So, ito na lang. And then, for my account, student 50. And then, syempre, ang password nito ay yan. Okay, so let's check first kung sakali man na meron po tayong transaction regarding sales on this account. Okay. So, sales order, tingnan natin. Okay, so meron tayong isang transaction. Okay, let's see the others. Ito lang. Okay, so ito lang yung record na meron tayo. Let's check for the relationship map of this transaction that we have. Okay, so I think this is the transaction that was created in your examination. So we have the sales, delivery, AR invoice, incoming payments, tapos meron tayong ni-return nung nag-deliver tayo. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin dito guys is i-check natin kung ano ba yung mga associated na accounts in every transaction that we perform in this sales process. So, sabi ko nga, ang atin pong mga accounts ay nakapaloob sa chart of accounts. Okay? So, all of these accounts are somewhat connected pa rin doon sa mga documents na ginagawa natin. Okay. So, same goes to the sales order and then the process. It has an effect on the purchasing process, but it doesn't have an effect on the financial documents. Okay. So, we can see that the purchase order doesn't have a journal entry. Same goes to the sales order. Okay? Sa sales order kasi, wala tayong journal entry kasi itong document na to, it just gives us the committed value for our customer na they are currently reserving the quantity indicated in this document doon sa in-stock mo. Okay? So, for example, itong item na to, customer C0001 ordered 15 items of this item 001, which is a USB flash drive 16 gig. Okay. So, it has an effect on the inventory. Okay. It has an additional of 15 on committed and additional and a decline in your available quantity. Of course, committed quantity will be considered as a reserve for the customer or available to promise to the customer. Okay. So, we can consider that reservation as a as a receivable kasi the customer can easily cancel or edit his or her yung order bago pa natin ito i-deliver. Okay. Once that we deliver this sales order, okay, dun na po tayo magkakaroon ng tinatawag na transfer of properties. Okay. So, once na nag-deliver kasi tayo guys, ito yon. Okay. So, this is based on sales order 284. Which is ito yon. Okay. So, the delivery will have an effect on the inventory or stock card. Okay. Reducing the committed quantity doon sa dineliver mo. So, for example, a customer reserved 15 items and then you delivered 15 items, of course, the committed would be depleted na depende doon sa kung ilan bang nagpa-reserve na customer. Okay. So, paano naman yung sir, yung kunwari magdi-deliver ka ng sobra doon sa in-stock mo. Okay. You can perform a delivery but you will have still remaining committed items. Okay, tulad na lang nung exam ninyo or yung remedial ninyo, meron tayo doon na meron kang 8 na in stock tapos magdi-deliver ka daw ng 20. Okay. So, ang committed mo is 20, you have 8 in stock, then your available, which is composed of your in stock plus ordered minus committed, then you'll have an available of negative 12, di ba? Okay. So, meron kang 8 na in stock, meron kang committed na 20, and you have available of negative 12. Okay. So, kapag nag-deliver ka doon, you can deliver the 8 items in your in stock, but you will still have your committed value. Kasi, pending mo yun eh. Pending na trabaho or commitment mo yun sa customer. So, you'll have 0 in stock, 12 na committed, 0 ordered, and negative 12 available. So, ganun po ang mangyayari. Hindi mo naman pwedeng i-deliver ang wala sa'yo, di ba? Okay, so ang pwede mo lang i-deliver ay kung ilan yung nasa in-stock mo. Okay, so next, going back to doon sa ating discussion, delivery has an effect in your inventory and it has also an effect on financial documents. Okay, on our accounting tab here, we have a journal entry created, unlike yung sales natin na wala tayong journal entry dito. Okay, since delivery is done by transferring a part of your property going to the customer, then we can say that we lost something in our property. Okay? Kasi nasa nasa customer na. Okay? But we can still consider that as a receivable. Kasi pwede pang i-return ni customer yung item. Okay? The same goes to those ordered items online, and then pagdating nung item dun sa customer is hindi niya i-accept. Sabi niya, ay cancel na lang kuya, pakibalik na lang po dun sa seller. Okay? So meaning si seller, tayo, okay, on sales is we are not obliging the customer to pay us. Okay? Hindi natin sila pinipwersa na bayaran tayo kasi pwede nilang i-return yun eh. Okay? So in delivery, the journal entry created for deliveries are like this one. Yan. This is journal entry number 1861. Okay? And we have a credit on raw materials. Okay? Raw materials or inventory. If you remember correctly in our purchasing, once that we receive goods from our vendor, we have a debit on raw materials. Okay? In this time, we are the seller, then credit yun sa atin pag nag-deliver tayo. Okay? Bawas yun. But we can consider this as a debit, okay, on cost of goods sold. Okay? But it's not yet considered as a payable. Ano ba itong cost of goods sold na to? This is under cost of sales na type of account. Okay? So, paano ko nalaman na cost of sales siya? Kasi yung unang number is 5. Okay? Assets are 1, liabilities 2, capital and reserves 3, turnover 4. So, meaning this is just a part of those, yung temporary na pinaglalagyan natin ng mga value. Okay? So, we can consider that delivery as a cost of goods sold, but we are not considering this amount here as our receivable na agad. Hindi pa. Okay? Not until na si customer ay inaccept niya yung responsibility na babayaran yon by creating an AR invoice. Okay. So, malinaw na tayo siguro dito sa delivery. Okay. Next naman is what if we have a delivery and then a part of your delivered items have been returned by your customer. Okay. Ano naman po ang mangyayari pag ganon? Okay. So, for example, here in our scenario, we have delivered 15 items based on 15 na order niya. So, okay lang yun. Pero, out of 15, based on sales order 284 and delivery 277, si customer C001 return 2 items going back to us. So, it has an effect on our inventory. Okay? So, yung effect po nun sa inventory natin is of course, it will add up again on our in-stock quantity and available quantity. But it doesn't have to be committed again. Okay? So, yun po yung effect nun pagdating sa inventory. Ngayon naman, pagdating sa ating accounting documents or financial documents. Okay? So, once that the item have been returned to us, we can actually consider this as reversing agad. Hindi. Kasi, once that the item has been returned, it will go on to process by verifying if the item is still good for sale or not. Okay? So, alangan naman na kunwari, you bought something from the karinderya. Ayan. Sabi, ano nga ba? Ano ba yung mga ulam doon? Giniling, kanto. Ayan. Paano pag may customer, he or she ordered one pack of yung giniling, okay, tapos rice, tapos sabi niya, ay hindi na lang pala kasi busog na ako, hindi na ako magte-take out. So anong gagawin mo doon sa in order niya? Ibabalik mo ba yon doon sa pinagkuhanan mo or hindi? Of course hindi. Okay? That will be considered for verification muna kung pwede pa ba yung binalik niya. Baka mamaya kasi nandun sa harapan niya, baka nalamog-lamog na or what, kung ano man yung ginawa niya doon. So, titignan pa natin. So, by means of that, the journal entry is not the same as this one. Okay? Tingnan naman natin. Sa return, ang mangyayari, close ko muna yung lahat ng mga to. Ang mangyayari is that we will be receiving a credit amount of the raw materials pero considered siya as returns. Okay? So, in absolute value, this will be on the debit side. Okay? So, debit, madadagdagan tayo ng raw materials pero considered siya as returns. Okay? Pero, yung in-expect natin na benta natin or yung cost of goods sold will be on the credit side if we will consider this as an absolute value. Okay. So, nasa credit side siya. Nawalan ka ng in-expect na kita. Okay. So, ganun po yung epekto ng return. Hindi direktang babalik sa raw materials, pero mawawalan ka ng ini-expect na kita just like yung sa sa delivery na once na dineliver mo na, ini-expect mo na kita ko na yan. Cost of goods sold ko na yan. Okay? Pero hindi ko pa siya receivable not until na babayaran na yun ng customer natin. Okay. So, in our AR invoice, guys, ito po yung sumunod doon sa ating order. Okay. So, for example, we have an AR invoice here indicating 13 items. Okay, this is based on sales order 284 and 277. Once that the customer accept the responsibility on paying that item, then you can consider that as a receivable na. Okay? You can see that on the accounting side, okay, debit yun pagdating doon sa customer natin. Okay, wala tayong pakialam kung saan niya ilalagay yan, basta siya ang nag-gain doon sa ating transaction. Okay? But for us, we are currently losing something. Okay? We are currently losing the sales revenue. Okay? Sales revenue is under po yan ng turnover. Okay? So, nawawala tayo ng tinatawag na kita. Okay? Kasi syempre, in-accept niya na yung responsibility na babayaran yan, pero hindi pa niya binabayaran kaya nawawalan tayo ng sales revenue. Okay, including the tax. Okay, so credit 'yun. Okay. So, when it comes to AR invoice or AR credit memo, kabaliktaran naman po ito. Of course, babalik na naman po doon sa dati. Okay, hindi naman tayo nawawalan ng sales revenue dahil syempre hindi pa naman niya ina-accept yung responsibility dahil binalik niya yung item, as well as the raw materials will be included in this journal entry as a debit side. Okay, so let's try na gumawa ng isang AR credit memo kasi we don't have an example here. Yan. Let's try to create a simple sales process, okay, indicating we have Guanson here, okay, 50, and then delivery date, the same day today na lang. Okay, and then mag-order daw siya ng USB mouse. Isa lang, kunwari, yan lang yung order niya. Okay, and once that the sales order has been delivered, okay, after delivery, okay, sabi ko nga, delivery has an effect on our financial document. So we have a raw materials, cost of goods sold, and then next, AR invoice daw. Okay, sabi niya, okay, babayaran ko po ito, sir. Yes. Oh, sorry, yung posting date hindi pa nabuksan kasi yung posting ng 2022. Kaya 2021 na lang tayo. Okay. So, by creating the AR invoice, we are currently expecting something, okay, which we will call as the receivable. Okay? So, the receivable is the total amount of yung ating nandito, di ba? Okay? So, once that the AR invoice is done, we can see that this is our receivable to this customer. Pero, kung gumawa siya ng credit memo, sabi niya, ay, ibalik ko na lang po, cancel na lang. Meron naman kayong 7 days money back guarantee, di ba? Sabi niya. Okay, sige lang sir, sige, ibabalik niya daw. But, in returning the item using the credit memo, it will be a combination of the returns and then the reversing of the AR invoice. So, add natin ito. And then, makikita natin that the AR credit memo has a journal entry created na sinasabing the customer lost something, okay? The property was taken from them going back to us. Kaya, on absolute value, this will be on the credit side for them. Same goes to our cost of goods sold or in-expect na kita natin. Okay, this will be on the credit side. Okay, but since the item has been returned to us and then the AR invoice has been reversed, okay, then on absolute value, we'll be having a gain for our tax, sales revenue, hindi na tayo nawawalan ng kita, and then syempre, our raw materials will be added again, pero syempre, considered pa rin siya as returns. Okay? So, yun po yung epekto ng AR credit memo. Mix po siya ng returns at saka reversing ng AR invoice. Okay? So, ganun po yung journal entry created on AR credit memo. Okay? So, to sum up, ito pong AR credit memo doesn't have an effect on meron siyang effect on inventory dahil syempre an item will be going back to us, okay? But on AR invoice, wala namang epekto ito sa ating inventory dahil parang sinabi lang dito na okay, babayaran ko po 'yan. Okay. Anyways, kinancel naman niya 'yun using the AR credit memo kaya wala na 'yun na close na rin 'yan. Okay? So, next, since meron tayong ginawang outgoing payments doon, ay incoming payments pala. Okay. So, we'll check the payments associated with that yung example natin nung exam. Ito 'yon, 'di ba? Okay, tingnan natin dito. Meron bang payment? 'Yun, meron tayo. Incoming payment number 81. Okay. So, you can double click that or you can also go on banking, incoming payments, and then search for 81. Okay? Or just click on find and then type in here 81. Okay? Yun na po yun. Or kung ayaw nyo pahirapan sarili niyo, using the relationship map, double click nyo lang po yung document na yun. It will open up the incoming payments. Okay? So, on the incoming payments performed on December 6, 2021 daw, kunwari, nagbayad daw si Guanson ng document number 244, which is the AR invoice indicating 13 items. Okay? They paid us with a payment means of petty cash. Okay? So, cabinet A, petty cash. Doon napunta yung pera na binayad niya. Okay, wala tayong pakialam kung saan niya kinuha yung pambayad niya, basta dyan napunta yon. Okay, so can you guess what is the journal entry created if we have that kind of payment means? Okay, pag ganon, ang mangyayaring journal entry is kung sa AR invoice, si Guanson ay nag-gain ng value of the items, okay, which is eto yon, okay, 62 point something. Okay, nag-gain siya ng ganyan kalaki. Ngayon naman mawawalan siya ng ganyang amount kasi nagbayad siya. Okay? Wala tayong pakialam kung saan niya kinuha yung pambayad, basta sa atin tayo naman yung magi-gain kasi hindi na tayo nawawalan ng kita. Okay? Ma-offset na yung tinatawag natin na sales revenue kanina na nasa debit side, ay credit side pala. Okay, so let's check the journal entry created in incoming payments. Okay, click lang natin yung arrow dyan. And then we can see that we have a debit on our cabinet A, petty cash, which is the storage of the paid amount by customer. Okay, so kasama na rin dyan po yung discounts on early payment, which is also a part of what we call the turnover. Okay, and then credit naman po pagdating kay Guanson kasi nagbayad siya. Okay, so if we can see on the perspective of this customer, kanina nag-gain siya pero wala pang nawawala. So wala pang nawawala sa kanya. So ang kanyang balance sheet ay hindi balance. Pero ngayon, since nagbayad na siya, then meron na siyang makikitang nababalance niya na daw yung kanyang mga accounts. Okay. So ayan po, credit on the customer side if we are currently performing an incoming payment. Okay? Debit naman po kapag sakali mang nagkasingil na tayo. Okay? So, on this debit side, kung mapapansin natin guys, this will fall under cabinet A, which is a part of your asset. Sir, nadagdagan tayo ng asset. Ano bang asset ang nawala sa atin kanina? Ang nawala sa atin kanina guys ay ang ating raw materials. Okay? Or yung inventory natin. Kasi syempre, in exchange for this amount, we lose something. Our product, di ba? Nasa property na ng ibang tao yon. So, yun, bawas sa asset natin yun, but na-balance out na rin natin nung nagbayad na sila dahil debit naman yun sa ibang form lang ng asset natin. Okay? Sabi nga nila, ang pera ay hindi kumikita eh. Okay? Kailangan mo itong i-convert into another form para lumaki. Okay? So, hindi po dadami yung value ng pera pag nandun lang. Kailangan mo i-convert. In our case, yung product has been converted into money, and then later on, itong petty cash na to will be converted into another product na pwede nating gamitin itong pera na to sa pagbili using purchasing process. Okay, so that is the journal entries created using the sales process na meron tayo. Okay? So I hope na malinaw na po yung effect ng both inventory and financials doon sa ating mga process na ginagawa in both sales and purchasing. Okay? So that ends the discussion for the topic on sales AR, financial accounting po. Okay? So nakita na natin kung ano yung mga nababawas, dumadagdag, okay, by using the journal entries created on each document. Okay? If you want to check the transactions na related doon sa mga accounts na yon, so you can go to the chart of accounts and then look for yung account na yun. Sample, yung cabinet A. Okay? Cabinet A, under po yan ng cash at bank and in hand. Yan po. Check natin kung ano yung mga transactions associated with this account. We can see that the 62.57 was performed on yun pong date na yon. Okay. Origin number 81, which is the incoming payments. Yun po. Okay. So last na natin kasi mga ginawa natin is yung nag-perform tayo ng purchasing eh. Ginamit din natin itong cabinet A. So meaning every account and chart of accounts ng isang AIS is properly documented for auditing purposes. So makikita nila, dati ito. Tapos may dumagdag, ito na. Tapos may bumawas, ito na siya. May bumawas ulit, gano'n na siya. Okay? So, proper recording and up-to-date na data ang kayang i-provide ni AIS. Unlike yung mga iba na gagawan mo pa talaga ng manual na journal entry every time na gumagawa ka ng transaction. Okay? So, that ends the discussion for today, guys. I hope you learned something po sa ating discussion on sales po. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Okay? Stop ko na po. And again, thank you guys and have a nice day po.